students. Today I am going to teach you one of the important elements, that is HRA, house rent allowances. Already we discussed, that is in the last class it will be taught for you. Three types of allowances: fully taxable allowances, partly taxable allowances, fully exempted allowances. This HRA is coming under partly taxable allowances. First of all, what is HRA? HRA is nothing but an allowances paid by employer to employee to compensate the expenses of rent for accommodation. Actually, the employee will be staying in a particular place, residing in a particular place for the purpose of employment. No? So he have to pay some rent. In order to compensate the rental expenses, employer is providing an HRA allowances. So now, since it is a partly taxable allowances, only part of the amount is taxable. So we have to apply some rules to find out what is the part of the amount. So HRA rules. HRA rules is classified into two. That is, if suppose employee resides in metropolitan cities like Calcutta, Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, 1-3 rules. Then if suppose employee resides in other cities, 1-3 rules. So what is the rule? Rule number 1, actual HRA received. Rule number 2, actual rent paid by the employee minus 10% of HRA salary. Rule number 3, 50% of HRA salary. If it is for employee who is residing in other cities, the same rule. Now rule number 1 and 2 will be the same, but rule number 3 alone will be changing. That is, rule number 1, actual HRA received. Rule number 2, rent paid minus 10% of HRA salary. Rule number 3, 40% of HRA salary. So what we will do after calculating these rules? If suppose an employee residing in metropolitan cities means applying all 3 rules, we have to find out the minimum amount. Among the 3 amount, we have to find out the minimum amount. Similarly, if the employee resides in the other cities, we have to apply all 3 rules. We have to find out the minimum amount, whether it is rule number 1 or rule number 2, rule number 3, whichever comes less is considered as the exempted allowances. That is, I said only part of the amount is taxable. So these are the amount which is considered as an exempted allowance. So what is taxable allowances? So taxable HRA allowances is nothing but his actual HRA amount, what he actually received is an HRA minus the V form of the exempted HRA allowance. So that is exempted HRA amount. So we have to apply 3 rules. Similarly, for employee who is residing in other cities also we have to apply the 3 rules. Rule number 1, rule number 2, rule number 3, only changing, that is 40% of HRA salary that I already told you. Now we have to see whichever is the amount is less, because the lesser amount is called exempted amount. So what is taxable amount? Taxable amount is nothing but actual HRA amount received by the employee minus exempted amount. So that is a taxable amount. Now we must know, before applying the rules, we must know what is HRA salary. Okay, HRA salary is nothing but number 1, his basic salary. Number 2, his DNS allowances. But actually DNS allowances we have to be note down on the important thing. DNS allowances are 2 types. One is forming a part DNS allowances, not forming a part DNS allowances. For the purpose of HRA calculation, HRA salary calculation, we have to take only the forming a part DNS allowances that I have showed you. Forming a part should be taken, not forming a part should not be taken. Then the third one we have to take is commission, but the commission should be in the fixed percentage of total sales. So all the total amount should be considered as a HRA salary. This only we are going to apply in the rules. So next we will see one important problems. So I have given the problem. Details of salary income of Mr. Raghavan given below. That is, his basic salary is 1 lakh per month. His DNS allowances rupees 20,000 per month. In that only 40% is forming a part. Then his rent actually paid. The rent actually paid by him is rupees 15,000 per month. Then he located in a Delhi. This is an important category while applying a HRA rules. So now we see the solution. Before going to apply the rules, we have to see what is HRA salary. We have to find out the amount of HRA salary. So I said already, HRA salary consists of 3 components. Basic salary. This basic salary is 1 lakh. That is given for per month. So 1 lakh into 12, it will be giving the per year value. That is 12 lakh. Second one, DNS allowances. I already said DNS allowances for HRA calculation, we have to take only the formula part. Now here it was given the formula part amount is just 40%, not the whole amount. So we have to take the DNS allowance, actual DNS allowance 20,000. That also given for per month. We have to find out for 1 year, that is into 12, into only 40% have to be considered. So the amount coming is 96,000. Next one, commission, but in this problem commission is not given. So the total of the amount is HRA salary, that is 12,96,000 is an HRA salary. Now we can go and apply the HRA rules. So HRA rules, 3 rules are there. First one, actual HRA received by the employee. This will be given in the problem itself. Actual HRA received by the employee is 40,000. So that is for per month. We have to consider for the per year. So 40,000 into 12 is coming 4,80,000. The next one, second rule, rent paid minus 10% of HRA salary. Okay. So his actual rent paid given in the problem is 15,000 per month. So we have to find out for per year. So 15,000 into 12 minus 10% of HRA salary. So 10% of, just now we calculated HRA salary, the total amount comes as 12,96,000. We have to see 10%. It's come as 1,29,600. If we deduct that 1,29,600 minus from 1,80,000, we'll be getting 50,400. The third rule is 50% of HRA. Because he is residing in Delhi, so we have to apply 50%. So 50% of the actual HRA salary we calculated is 12,96,000. The amount comes as 6,48,000. So I already said we have to find out the exempted amount. The exempted amount is minimum of the or above 3 amount is exempted. That is 50,400 is the minimum of all the above 3 amounts. Now we have to find out the taxable HRA. Taxable HRA is nothing but actual HRA received by the employee minus the amount what we found, that is minimum amount, exempted amount. So actual HRA what he has received is 4,80,000. The first rule, rule number A, minus exempted amount, just now we've calculated 50,400. So we'll be getting the taxable HRA as 4,29,000. Now we'll see the another HRA rule. That is, if the suppose an employee residing in Patna, that is other cities. I'm saying I already classified the HRA rules into 3. An employee staying in the metropolitan city and the employee staying in other cities. Now already we discussed how the rules have to be applied for the employee who is staying in metropolitan city. Now I have given for the same problem. If suppose an employee residing in the other city, like for example Patna, how the rules have to be applied. So rule number 1, the same rule, HRA, actual HRA received 40,000 into 12, 4,80,000. Rule number 2 also the same, rent paid minus 10% of HRA salary, the same amount, 50,400. Only the rule number 3, we have to follow the different thing. The one is 40%. There we apply 50%, here 40% of HRA salary. So 40% of HRA salary comes as 5,18,400. So again, the minimum of the above 3 amount is same, 50,400. So the taxable amount is HRA, actual HRA minus exempted amount, minimum amount, that is 4,80,000 minus 50,400, that is equal to rupees 4,29,000. If suppose commission is given, okay, commission in this problem, commission is not given. Commission is given. For example, commission is 1% and the total sales is 20 lakh means how we have to do. This we have to consider for calculating HRA salary. I already said, told basic salary, B, DNS allowances, forming a part, C, commission. But in this problem, commission is not given. So suppose commission is given means how to calculate. It's nothing but simply applying 1% on 20 lakh. You will be getting 2 lakh. Now the HRA salary comes as for us 12 lakh 96,000. Okay. So we have to add this 2 lakh. Now the HRA salary is 14,96,000. This should be considered as a HRA salary for the calculation. So we completed the rules. The last one important point is, if suppose employee is not paying any rent, for example he is residing in his own house or he is residing in his relative house where he need not to pay any rent, in that case his total actual HRA received amount is taxable. We need not to apply the rules. Whatever the HRA amount he is receiving is fully taxable. We can straight away show it in the outer drawing. Thank you.